Here we are today, friends, making a simple greenhouse from recycled material. Recycled windows, believe it or not, from a local public building. 2 recycled chainsaws, they were thrown out in the local tip. And we got to make these windows and the recycled timber, believe it or not, into a greenhouse. Electric poles from basically being chucked out, and a pile of old timbers laying around that nobody seems to want, and the spot for the greenhouse. So now we've got the basin, cut the telegraph poles basically there, cut the old blocks that came out of the rubbish bin which go underneath, and those blocks help to keep this up. Then all this stone which was dug out, which was completely wrong, but the man was told how to do it, decided to tell somebody else how to do it. By the time it got through to the next man, it was supposed to be a huge great trench. So we put these in, these electric poles, because they form the foundations of what will become the greenhouse itself. They're strong, they're solid, they don't rot in years. No point using cement if you've got telegraph poles coming down in your area. And then we got a pile of old timber here, which has come out of the rubbish bins again, the sheds. Been chucking it away, and this will form the uprights to make it. It goes against a building because most of the sun of the day comes from that mountain across here, across the sky, and it leaves about 4 o'clock, giving you early morning till late in the afternoon. And it's simple. Remembering, even the nails that we're using here are not actually second hand, but the thing is with these nails is they're in cardboard boxes. They don't sell them in cardboard boxes anymore, so they chuck away pallets of nails, and I picked up 2.5 tons of nails, right? Because they simply don't want them, because today they must come in plastic. This man's got some new ones which we're going to make sure that we do our best not to use, otherwise we're using the world's resources. Not so sensible. Well, here we are with the greenhouse. We're actually still using also second-hand nails. This is timber that looks new, but I can assure you that it was just skip. And then we've got stuff to go on the top, which again came out of waste, which is sheets of plastic. This is some manure from the local horses using telegraph poles, and that's going to be a bed of plants. Coming back to the greenhouse, I'm just about to fit the roof now, and it's completely, almost completely and entirely second hand. As much as the nails we've been using, many of them are second hand, the only thing that is actually new so far is the door clip. These are second hand handles, second hand door. This greenhouse will produce in excess of 200 kilos, if not more, in 1 year. Well, we're now just putting the shelving in for the greenhouse, and as you can see, these old planks, pretty split, huge old timbers, with holes in them, but they do the job. And in a few minutes there'll be a shelf here which will take all the plants at the front of the greenhouse, and then the other plants will lay on the ground and go up here into the roof. So when you now put the telegraph poles round, the matting underneath, and the manure from the horses, this is almost pure horse manure, so it's hugely rich and you can't grow anything in it at the moment. We've got to put the topsoil on top of it, and then over the course of time mixing it in, mixing it in, mixing it in. You can see the quality of the timber we've got here. It is absolutely beautiful, rotten to pieces, but it's ideal for certain jobs. These ones are from the builders merchants free of charge because they're packing material, but again they make an ideal roof to go on the greenhouse. All the bits and pieces now go off to recycling. We take this to the local recycling depot, right, because it's impregnated and they use it in the central heating systems. So nothing is wasted here. So taking you inside now, yeah, and as I say, the old door, and we're in to what in a few days time will become a hot greenhouse. I know you're going to say, well, you've got the island mist there. Well, I've got to say, we do need it. It's good Scotch whiskey. There's the old table. In, legs, done. Vidal Sassoon. Perfect. Wash and go. Some old packing materials used behind the insulation. Again, all recycled. There's no need for this buy rubbish. Use the rubbish you've got and make it into something aesthetically beautiful. When this is painted with second-hand paint. You'll say, well, how can you use second-hand paint? That's paint which the builders merchants give away because it's out of date or there's something else wrong with it. You're not having to worry about it. There it is. I'll show you it once it's completed its roof. Well, we come back to the greenhouse, the recycled greenhouse, into the summer. Have a look what's growing. Recycled greenhouse, full now. Tomatoes, peppers, everything you can imagine. This greenhouse is complete and absolutely full to the gunnels. Cucumbers, nice looking cucumbers. Peppers and tomatoes. Completely recycled unit, made good for the vegetables. So after all, this is exactly what you could do. Get hold of a few old windows, a little bit of old timber, put it all together and make yourself your own garden.